Welcome back, goal setters and dream builders. This is Coachruty. Let me start with something very important. Every year, many people apply to immigrate to Canada. But most of the applications get rejected. Not because those people were bad people or bad applicants, but because they made a simple mistake. Sometimes small mistakes, sometimes mistake that could be avoidable, and sometimes mistake that could cost them, years of delays. So today we are going to talk about 10 common mistakes that get application rejected in Canada. So if you are planning to apply, or if you know someone who is trying to apply to immigrate to Canada, this video could save you stress, money, and delays and frustration. Mistake number one is incomplete application. And one of the most common reasons application gets rejected is incomplete applications. Immigration officers review thousands of applications every year. And if your file is missing documents, or if your file is incomplete, the immigration officers really sometimes don't really look for you or search for you for missing documentation or missing documents. They simply reject your document and move on with the next document in line. So missing documentation could be a passport missing, birthday certificate missing, a bank statement missing, or any other documentation. It could be a checklist that is missing. Anything that is missing really immediately can affect your application based on the volume of applications that immigration officers have in front of them. So think of immigration as a legal exam. So if they say submit 10 documents, and most of the time they have a checklist. So make sure you submit the 10 documents. Not 8, not 9, not 11. Submit exactly the documents that you are required to submit. Second mistake is incorrect information. So this is another major problem. False or incomplete information can really get your application rejected. So some people, it could be, messing up your names, first name, last name, or work experience. And some people exaggerate their work experience. And sometimes because immigration officers really check everything carefully. So anything that, raises their concern, they take a deep verification. So you have to make sure you have your information correct, no false information, because in some cases some applicants can be banned for 5 years to apply if the information they provided initially was found to be not true. Mistake number 3 is poor language test scores. So Canada requires applicants to really have a proof of test language, and they have required scores. So make sure you meet those requirements, because sometimes some people say, my English is good enough, my French is good enough, I don't need to meet these requirements. If you ignore the requirements, then the system is going to ignore you as well. So make sure even the best candidates, sometimes you have to take the exam, retake the exam 2-3 times until you get the right scores. Immigration is based on test scores, not confidence. So you need to make sure you meet the requirements. Just follow the instructions for you to be to maximize your chances for your application not to be eliminated prematurely. Mistake number 4 is weak proof of funds to resources. Just to make sure that you are going to be able to support yourself when you arrive in Canada. The red flags here could be, if you say you have 50,000 in your bank account, make sure you have 50,000 in your bank account, because insufficient fund is one of the critical concern. Another concern is suspicious bank deposits. So if your bank need to be consistently exactly the same, at least for 1 year, six months at least. Not a sudden deposit from nowhere of 50,000. That also raises a concern for immigration officers. And once there is only one suspicious entry or document, the whole application, gets more attention. So you don't want to do that. Make sure your bank information is consistent at least for 6 months. Because sudden big deposit really raises a concern. So you have to have the proof. Everything has a meaning, has a reason why they ask for that particular documentation. So make sure you provide a clear and documents that can be really verified to maximize your chances not to be eliminated again prematurely. You can eliminate yourself just by not following the instructions. So just follow the instruction as it says. Mistake number 5 is ignoring the program requirements. Each program has its eligibility criteria, requirements. So some people apply to programs that they are not eligible actually to apply for. So let's, for example, say an applicant or someone who has low scores on language, English or French, applying to express entry. That doesn't make sense. They are not qualified for that, because to apply for this, you need to have high scores. So another example is someone who has, you have no work experience, and then you applied for federal skilled worker program. You see, so immigration is not lottery. This is they follow criteria based system, and you have to really research and see which program you are qualified to apply, then apply to that program. Because if you apply to a different program that you are not qualified or eligible for, of course your application is going to be rejected, and it's a waste of time. So don't waste your time, do your research, apply to exactly what you are eligible for. Mistake number 6 is using unqualified immigration agents. So, some people trust unlicensed immigration agents. And I know this unqualified agents, they guarantee, they promise you really many things. They sometimes even charge you even more. So they say, oh, guarantee, visa is guarantee. The processing time, they give you even the deadline, they say 3 months, 6 months. But this it's something that should raise a red flag, and for you to be like, no, because Canada really accept only professional immigration agents, like immigration lawyers, regulated Canadian immigration consultants, So you have to make sure you use the qualified agent, because when you use an unqualified agent, this only can raise a red flag. So make sure they are registered, because sometimes for them, they just want to receive your deposit, or your, they will charge you before because they know they are not qualified. So first thing first, they say, okay, this is the deposit. You need to deposit the money first. Once the money is in their pockets, you don't get it back. And once your application is rejected, they come up with excuses. Sometimes they even blame you for the rejection. So double check this to make sure your application is not rejected because of this reason. Mistake number 7 is weak job offer documentation. So if you apply through Work Pathway, make sure your documentations are legitimate. So you make sure your employer can be verified in Canada physically, physical address, or telephone or email. If contacted, they are able to respond and interact with immigration officers. Or your offer letter is genuine and really legitimate. Or the labor market. So if the labor market impact assessment is missing, or any documentation that is missing in the job offer letter, it raises red flags. So make sure all this can be verified, because immigration officers also checks everything. They contact the employers here. If they are not able to reach them, that means your application automatically is rejected. So that's how the system works. Mistake 8 is criminal record issues. All applicants, they are required to provide a police clearance certificate. So let's say if there is even a small criminal issue, sometimes it requires additional documentations. Make sure you provide the additional documentation if requested. Serious criminal records, sometimes, it's automatic rejection, or sometimes, more extra detailed documentation. So transparency here. If you want your application to go through, you need to be transparent as much as possible. Mistake number 9 is medical inadmissibility. So everyone that applies, every applicant must submit their medical check examination, because some health conditions can affect your eligibility. So they don't want to bring in people who will add more stress on the existing healthcare services. Mistake 10 is just poor preparation. Some people don't prepare enough. Some people rush their applications without doing any research. They apply to any program that is available, not knowing that they are not even eligible to that program. You see? So, but immigration is a serious process. You have to take it seriously. So if you want your process to go smoothly, you need to prepare early, read, research, understand the immigration process, understand the eligibility criteria and the requirement for the program you are going to apply for. And lastly, you need to be organized. They always have a checklist. They have checklist number 1, number 2, number 3. So all you have to do, first, before you even apply, print the checklist. You make sure that your checklist is complete by just verifying and checking, first 2, 3 until the last. So if they ask really 10 documents, or they ask 5, provide 5 and verifiable one. If they ask 10, provide 10. So immigration process is not luck. It is preparation. So those who succeed are those who prepare early, understand the system, organize their documentation, and make sure their documentation are complete and verifiable. So if you do that, Canada is a country of opportunity, and opportunity really rewards those who prepare wisely. So if this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share this with someone who's planning to move, because this message can save you years of struggle and frustration, because the best preparation is information, right information. Thank you.